You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guests and repeat offenders, both of them. Susan Bruegman, Orange County Family Justice Center. Welcome.
Thank you, Ron. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you with us. And Lieutenant James Kazakos, again, the Orange County Family Justice Center. Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Glad to have you with us. We're looking forward to learning more about the Orange County Family Justice Center. What are they doing? Who are they helping? We're going to talk to them both about that. How can you help? Even more important. We'll talk about that as well. Let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Celebration time, and I think there might be some correlation to our celebration today and the one that, I got to admit, I boycotted yesterday. I am not a big fan of the celebrations that many people were contemplating on 420. Now, I'm just saying that I'm a lot old-fashioned. My family will tell you that. Whether you are a believer in the marijuana push or not, to me, is irrelevant. The only relevant portion of it is very, very simple. It's against the law. So it should not be something that we celebrate. It should not be something we do. If you're in favor of the marijuana usage, change the law. It's not that difficult. I guess I'm just old-fashioned there. But being that I didn't celebrate that, I do know there are folks that did celebrate the event. So today, those of you that are you have a little bit of munchies going on from that, chocolate covered, what is it? I know we've got a chocolate, somebody lost my paper. I lost chocolate covered cashew day. Yeah, that'll offset those people that have the munchies from 420. National Yellow Bat Day. I wonder if anybody's, I get caught up on these things. Yellow bat, that's the one that looks kind of like Batman. I was thinking baseball. But it's one of those things that maybe I shouldn't be thinking baseball, being an Angel fan. And the Angels, they didn't do so good again yesterday, lost 2-1. I know, Steve, your Giants, they're probably doing a little bit better than the Angels, but they lost also. Dodgers and Padre fans, you're excited this morning. And it's almost over for the Los Angeles Queens. They're down 3-1. Kings, sorry about that. They're down 3-1. I think they're on the brink of elimination. Hopefully the Ducks will do a little better in their game tonight against Nashville. Have to do better than what the Kings have been doing, wouldn't they? Just a quick thought right there. Checking out the markets this morning. Hasn't been a good story in most of the markets. Why is it that the markets are not doing well? Well, there's a lot. Maybe it's Bernie's about gone. Yeah, Ted's on the ropes. He's at the 8 count right now. So got what's it? The new name, Crooked Hillary, and I just throw in there Whining Donnie. So you got two of them. That's who we're going to be left with is Crooked Hillary and Whining Donnie. Where are we heading with all of this stuff? I love listening to this where Trump right now is talking every day, every news story I hear. He talks about the rigged system. and how he won the delegates of Louisiana, but he won the popular vote, but didn't get the delegates. Now, did you happen to hear him mention in New York, where he got 60% of the vote and 95% of the delegates? Wonder why he didn't mention that. Same basic concept in Nevada, where he got 40% of the vote and the majority of the delegates. Yeah, Donnie, maybe it just has to do with that's the rules. Try learning them and following them. If you are the president, you might have to learn the Constitution and follow that too. Just a simple thought there. But as we continue looking at the economy, which is where I started this, the U.S. 10-year Treasury up to a whopping 1.877% yield. Not good news for those who are on fixed income. Dow is down 52. Oil is down 39 cents a barrel. We told you that would probably head that way. Weekly jobless claims, that's a good deal. Down 6,000 this week. The Philadelphia Federal Reserve's gauge of manufacturing, not doing well. It dropped to a negative figure in April. Not good. Manufacturing going the wrong direction. Yeah, we're a little problem there. Moving on. Talking about laws. This is going to be an interesting case. Couple of court rulings that have come out very recently that I find some of these things fascinating. Sometimes it's just my warped sense of humor that will find them fascinating. But have you seen any of these lawsuits against Ashley Madison? I don't know if you followed any of that at all. Yeah, that's the hookup website that's got the plan for if you're married and want to find a hookup. Yeah, they're there for you. Well, they got breached. Some of the names were let out. Now there's millions of people, millions of would-be adulterers who want to sue Ashley Madison. But the courts have come out and said they must use their real name in the lawsuits. They can't go under an assumed name to file against Ashley Madison. So what kind of a problem is that going to pose? It's going to be an interesting one. But the courts have ruled. We'll see what happens on that matter. Be very interesting coming up there. And, well, there's another interesting case. High Court, the Supreme Court, is expressing doubts about laws with regard to drunken driving and those who refuse to take alcohol tests. That's going to be another interesting one where they're saying, maybe it's against your rights of unlawful searches to force somebody to take a drug test without getting a warrant. Interesting commentary there as well. We'll see where the courts come out on that one. Just watching easy for me to say, who does the questioning kind of gives you an answer on the way that they're leaning on some of these matters. Moving right along. Talking about leaning, and I'll go back to politics a little bit because I should have mentioned this earlier while we were talking. New York elections. Here's one that I will give Whining Donnie a good mark on. In New York, look at the amount of money spent, and I like the idea of where we can find these guys that'll spend less money. Maybe they will take this concept to the White House. And it's ironic when you look at the amount of money spent on the election in the state of New York, how it kind of plays right into what we might anticipate. So Bernie Sanders, he wants to take all of your money and give it to federal programs. Waste is what the terminology would be. He got 750,000 votes in the state of New York. He paid $9.03 each. Based on his budget, his expenditures, you take the amount of money he spent in New York, divided by the votes he got, it cost him $9.03 per vote. Hillary Clinton, $3.62 per vote. That was her budget for what she spent versus what she got. Whining Donnie, 13 cents per vote. 13 cents per vote. That, to me, that's just a staggering number. Now, if he could do that the same way with the federal budget, boy, wouldn't that be a nice thing where we're not going to $25 trillion in debt? Now, I look at some of those numbers and it just staggers. You can't even fathom what $19 trillion, $20 trillion of debt is. Just can't fathom what those numbers really mean. But when you look at it and break it down to dollars and cents, $9 spent by Bernie to lose and 13 cents by Trump to win, yeah, I think I'll go for the win on that one. That's A nice thought. These numbers are not Ron Siegel radio statistics. You can get them for yourself from the Center for Public Integrity. That's where the numbers are coming from. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, what is the Orange County Family Justice Center? How are they helping? Where did they mimic somebody in San Diego? Well, we'll chat about it. I think I might remember that one. I'm not sure. Home prices are up, but there is a challenge. We'll talk about it, maybe help you avoid it. Half of future homebuyers waiting to improve credit before buying a home. Does that make any sense to anybody? You're going to wait to improve your credit to buy a home? I think we just got the answer. Millions of Americans about to lose Social Security benefits. Yeah, that one happens in 9 days. Millions of Americans losing Social Security benefits. Happens in 9 days based on a midnight decision that came out of the Congress and from the President. We'll talk about that too because we'll let you know about it. You can reach us anytime. Call the off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you. You can get it though, YouTube, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned, we'll be back in just a few.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
What if your family business could help clothe a less fortunate family? Or your restaurant could feed truly hungry people? What if you could help to comfort the lonely? Plant sustainable resources where nothing has ever grown before? Or make a child's lifelong wish come true? What if all you had to do was simply do nothing more than what your business already does every day? Would you do it? Introducing Processing for a Cause, a unique program that turns a percentage of your business's credit card volume into ongoing donation dollars for nonprofit organizations and foundations. Simply switch your credit card processing provider to Processing for a Cause and begin supporting a worthy cause today. The process is simple, and the cause will change lives forever. Processing for a Cause.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message. And as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990. 1-990-800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Yes, they're the ones that can really tell you the equity you have in your home. These online services will not give it to you accurately just because there's information that is not there on the sites to get it to you. Got to chat with somebody. It's easy, free. Text PAIR, P-E-A-R, to 79564 PAIR, P-E-A-R, Professional Equity Analysis Review to 79564. Get that value for you. Home prices are up, but there is a challenge. We're seeing that in many, many areas. And this happens on a regular basis. An experienced real estate professional will understand this. The population as a whole generally does not understand some of these issues. What is some of the biggest problems for people trying to close a home loan or a home purchase right now? Well, the biggest issue, the biggest delay, 18% of the time, appraisals. The biggest reason for cancellations right now, 11%, appraisals. Why would that be the case? Well, property values, especially in California, have been appreciating so quickly that as the property values appreciate, we're going into contract at prices that are higher than prior closes. The appraisers have to use the history. They cannot use what they think is going to happen. They can only go to the history of what has happened. And the appraisers under the Dodd-Frank Act have to do a lot more work for a lot less money with a lot more liability. So they're really being a lot more conservative than they've ever been before, and they don't have the time to really do as many deep digs as you may want, and there's no communication between the lenders and the appraisers anymore. Again, that's a Dodd-Frank issue. So how do you deal with it? Well, the idea is you've got to have a great real estate professional who understands the situation, understands the market, and helps the appraiser do a little bit of their work. They're giving them the comps for the properties that they use to value the property when they went into contract, when they set the listing price. You got to help. Basically, it's putting down a bread trail for appraisers. You give them a little bit of a trail to find what you want them to find. They're doing their job. They're doing their due diligence, but you just help them out a little bit. Hey, this house has this, and we have that. This house has a view, that one doesn't. We're on the right side of the golf course, they're on the wrong side of the golf course. A lot of people don't understand that those are all actual issues, and if you don't bring them up, well, sometimes they just don't know those statistics. It's just education. So that is the real-time real estate segment, again, brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, text PAIR, P-E-A-R, 79564. The professionals are standing by to help you, and they'll get you the value of your home so you can buy that. Maybe it's the next home, the first home, bigger home. Resizing, downsizing, right-sizing, all of that. I'm going to chat this morning. Fascinating subject, because until about a year ago, I had no clue about any of this. I'm like many people, kind of clueless. We kind of stick in our own lanes. Really, when you think about it, we don't know what we don't know. We don't even know what's out there a lot of times. So I learned a little bit about the Orange County Family Justice Center. Well, about a year ago, I think we had Susan and James on, somewhere around there. In fact, I've got a gift that was given to me by James following the show. Oh. And I still keep it right on my desk, James. Those of you watching us, RonSiegelRadio.tv. Right on my desk all the time, Family Justices. Tell us, James, what is the Orange County Family Justice Center?
The Orange County Family Justice Center is a one-stop resource center that provides direct services to victims of domestic violence, child abuse, elder abuse, sexual assaults, and adult dependent abuse.
So that's a large mandate.
Yes, it is. We also have a foundation attached to the center. So the center provides the direct services. The foundation provides all the prevention classes and aftercare for not only our clients, but any family who's been a victim of any type of family violence.
Now, I kind of threw this tease in there, and I'm thinking that I remembered this correctly. Was this started in San Diego? Was that right?
Yes. San Diego developed the first family justice center in the world. Back then, Chief Welter was an assistant chief with the San Diego Police Department. He then became our chief of police, and his vision and goal and passion was to build a family justice center in Anaheim. So when he came to Anaheim as our chief, he was able to establish the second family justice center in the world, and now there are a little over 100 in 10 different countries.
Wow, It's really grown. That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, got to connect the dot here a little bit for simple people like me. So you mentioned Anaheim Police Chief, but now we're talking about Orange County. So does the Justice Center serve just Anaheim, or is it the whole community?
No. It originally started off as the Anaheim Family Justice Center, but we've always provided the services to the entire county. So we changed the name to reflect the services that we provide to the Orange County Family Justice Center. All the services that we provide at the center, we collaborate with approximately 16 different entities that work out of the Justice Center. And all the services that we provide, they're for anyone who lives in Orange County, any city in Orange County, and they're completely free.
Wow. Because that's that. I'm sure when you're talking about abuse and violence, that people they need a place to go, a safe place. And obviously you're here. Those of you on radio can't see this. Those of you on TV can. Lieutenant Kazakos, if I said that correctly. Kazakos, Anaheim Police Department. So it's a safe place.
Yes,
absolutely. What I'm really bringing up is that the police department, and then are other police departments involved as well to provide the safety?
No.
Okay, so it's all. So you were sharing with me before that you're expanding into Santa Ana and Irvine also.
Yes. Susan can speak about the programs that the foundation supports.
Right, so that's where we have been expanding. Although anyone who needs the services of the center can come to the center, we take our programs, which are prevention programs, out to wherever they are needed and wherever we can find contacts to take our programs. So we have expanded. We started in Anaheim with just 2 little classes for children, and we've expanded, and now we have children's classes, adult classes, and we're starting some senior classes here soon, I believe. And we have expanded to Santa Ana, Placentia, Garden Grove, Irvine. Have I missed any place? Okay, so anyway, and it's just so exciting that we can go to these places now and bring these services. Our prevention programs have just really changed lives, and that's anecdotal information we've received from children and parents about the difference that it's made in helping break the cycle of violence, and that's what it's all about. Can
you explain that to me a little bit? Is when you talk about prevention, how are you, somebody comes to you because they're abused. That's an after-the-fact concept. Correct. So what do you mean by prevention then? To stop them from getting abused in the future again?
Well, yes, so that they have the realization sometimes, even like in our women's classes, some women came in just to see what the information was and didn't even realize that they were in an abusive situation until they started hearing what was going on in the class. And then they went, oh my gosh, that's me, and that's not acceptable. It is a continuous cycle that happens because the children, the adults, that's how they've been brought up. They've never seen anything different. They don't know a different way of life. So our classes help teach them there is a different life. You do not have to accept this. You do not have to stay in this, and you do not have to live this way yourself in the future. And that's what it's all about, is just showing there is a new way of life, a different way of life, and abuse does not have to be part of it.
To me, it just seems so fascinating. I being not politically correct, I generally look at we can stop the abuse by just by taking care of the abuser in some of the Chicago style. But right?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't really work. But it's also, like you're saying, it's teaching a new lifestyle.
Right, and that's what it's all about, is about teaching. And if you start with the children, then they change their lives, and when they have their families and they're not abusive, it goes just the other way. Then you have the cycle of good family living. So that's what all of our classes go towards, teaching a new way of life, teaching how to have self-respect, how to treat others, how to expect that. Also, like in our children's classes, we teach them how to find a safe place, identify who a safe person is if you are in a situation, what you can do for yourself. And so we also teach healthy living, just, eating, exercise. We try to include
So it's a whole...
yes.
You're basically, it sounds to me like the staff, so to speak, is like the grandparent that many of these people don't have. Right? I mean, we can't say the parent because many have a parent, but it's the extended family. We're going to talk more about this. I find this so fascinating, and we're going to talk more. We're going to learn more, and we're also going to talk to you about how you can help out in this whole break the cycle is basically the words you're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. More about the Orange County Family Justice Center, the foundation. We already found out about the cost. That's kind of an easy one right there. We're also going to talk about millions of Americans about to lose Social Security benefits and future homebuyers waiting to improve their credit. Maybe they don't need to. All that and more. You can reach us anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL lendingteam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Are you ready to overcome your biggest blocks with money and time? Your solution? Big Profits Now World Summit. The best skills and strategies to double and triple your business profits without doubling or tripling the work. This summit has gathered 24 experts specializing in business growth. It's a free online event that's happening now. Go immediately to claim your free ticket at BigProfitsNowLive.com. Enter your name and email and receive these free video interviews directly to your inbox. Again, that's BigProfitsNowLive.com.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 0186945.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 306-1990. Simply amazing that we're seeing half of the future homebuyers waiting to improve their credit score before buying a home. Waiting to improve their credit score before buying a home. Why would somebody do that? Now, it's an interesting concept because the problem here really is an education issue. How many problems do we have in our society that basically start out as an education issue? People surveyed asked, what kind of a credit score do you need to buy a house? Amazing how many people say you've got to have great credit, and when pushed further, they define great credit as having an 800 FICO score or above. Now, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I've looked at credit reports since the mid-90s, and maybe a half a dozen times do I see people with 800 FICO scores. Very, very rare. If everybody waited till they had over an 800 FICO score to buy a house, nobody would have a house. It's just the way it is. So the idea here, and the reason half of the time is because the credit reports are all wrong. Every one of them are wrong. I mean, it's just a common denominator. That's why we team up so much with Credit Sanitizer. Again, looking at credit reports since the 90s, I've never, ever seen a credit report that was completely accurate. Not one. I've looked at thousands of reports. They're never accurate. I don't know how they stay in business, but it's a big deal. It's a big lobby. But here's the idea. You can get a home with a credit score, and I don't recommend this, as low as 500. 500 FICO score, you can still buy a home. For the most part, you can get an FHA loan at 580. Most companies want a 640 FICO score for an FHA loan. But almost anybody can get, based on their credit scoring items, 680 or above, you can get a home. Does that mean you're going to pay a little higher interest rate? Yes. But who cares? Get in the game. You can then restructure that loan if you do what you're told. If you've got great counsel, you can restructure that loan down the road, help your interest rate, help your payments. But CoreLogic is expecting California home prices to appreciate 10.2% this year. 10.2%. I guarantee, and I don't give many guarantees on Ron Siegel Radio, but I will guarantee you that you will not see that kind of appreciation in an apartment. It goes to somebody else. You don't get any of it. So think about that. Get in the game. We talked about this earlier in the week. Get in the game. Buy your own house. Pay your mortgage instead of somebody else's. That is the Your Credit Matters segment, again, brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. Go over to their site. They'll help you get your scores increased. I'm going to continue our conversation. It is a learning experience for me this morning. I hope it is for you as well. We are discussing the Orange County Family Justice Center with Susan Bruegman, James Kazakos.
Yes, sir.
Did I get it right that time?
Yes, sir.
Lieutenant James. So, quick question. Maybe, I don't know, Susan, I'll throw this at you. Maybe. Are all family justice centers, you said they're up to 110 now. Do all of the family justice centers work on a similar premise? I mean, they're not going to all be the same, but they're geared for the abused, and they're educating, and it's a safe environment. Is that kind of the mission of most of them?
Well, I think you're actually better qualified to answer that part.
Okay.
Yes, they are similar, but each center's built upon the needs of the community. So whatever the needs of the community are, the center should follow those needs and provide the services that the community wants.
Okay. How does the community, and because I would say in many instances, most of us don't even know the centers exist. How would we communicate the needs of the community?
Well, how we did it is we asked our clients after we provided services, what else would they like to see? What else would be helpful to them? So we did a survey, and based upon the survey that we did, then we found those services and we plugged them into the center.
Because you can't solve a problem any better than asking those who are going to get the solution, the beneficiaries, what do you want?
Right, exactly. And what do you need?
Right.
What do you need to get out of the situation? What do you need to break that cycle of violence? And that's where the foundation came in to provide the prevention portion of the holistic approach to family violence. Because what we found is if you break the cycle of violence in the house, then you break the violence in the home, outside in the community too, because violence in the home leads to violence in the community, whether violence in the community is family violence or not, it's still violence. So the goal is to break that cycle of violence.
It's amazing how many areas, when I get the opportunity of speaking with law enforcement officers, so many areas starts with, if we can solve an education, it's the something that is a catalyst, I guess. And if you can break the catalyst, then you can really get to the problem. I mean, you can arrest all the people you want to. That doesn't necessarily solve crime. But if you get back to that catalyst that you're talking about, now you're really getting to the heart of the problem.
That's correct. And when it comes to family violence, it's generational. It's a learned behavior, and that's why the foundation supports and has classes for kids starting at 5 years old, which is called our Kids Creating Change. Then we have a teen program, and our teen program, obviously, for high school, junior high and high school children. We have a teen dating violence program. We have a college prep class that we provide for our teens, and then we have our adult classes for men and women.
I want to talk about the foundation in a minute, but I wanted to see if you can just share a story, and obviously we don't use any names to protect everybody's privacy, but you were talking a little bit earlier, we were talking off air, that you had a parenting class. Tell us a little bit about that story, about the success, and kind of what you've seen there.
Well, yesterday we had 2 graduations, both at the Santa Ana High School, and it was a parenting class held at Santa Ana High School for parents of children that either go to Santa Ana High School or have graduated from Santa Ana High School. In the morning session, we had 26 women graduate, and then in the evening class, we had 10 graduate from the program. Well, there was this one lady who first came to the parenting class after her first day. She was a little depressed, she said. This is what she related to us, because of all the negative stories that she heard in the class. Then so she went back home. She told her husband, I'm not sure I really want to go to these classes anymore, but she came to the second class. And again, she felt a little bit better, but she wasn't sure if she wanted to return. Well, she learned that the facilitator of the class actually lives in Anaheim, but takes the bus all the way to Santa Ana High School.
Wow.
To facilitate the class. So this lady said, if this teacher of this class, who is spending her own time to make our families better, is taking the bus to teach us, well, I can walk a block.
Absolutely. And you were sharing earlier also that these are volunteers. Right? I mean, the people that are, the heavy percentage of the people that are involved with the organization, they're volunteering their time.
Yes, we do have paid facilitators of the program, but what's unique about our center is that our facilitators actually have gone through our program, and
so they've walked the walk. They're just,
right.
It's not the person that's out there saying, like when I went to college, right? I mean, you have professors that are great teachers. Try and put them out on the street to do what they're teaching, yeah, maybe not.
Right.
These are people that have already been there.
They've been there, done that, have gone through it, and have success stories themselves. So they're perfect examples for the people that we're teaching the programs to.
So let's talk about the foundation. What does the foundation do? What does the foundation need?
Well, in order for us to grow, obviously we need more money. I know that's the common thing that everyone says, but
I've never heard
true.
that before. In fact, you know something? I think we might have heard that just once, even right here. I heard more money, more money, more money. Right? Everybody needs that. That's a common.
Yes. So that we've been able to continue to branch out, but again, there are costs involved. We do not charge anything for anyone that comes to any of our classes. Everything is free. But it isn't really free.
Sure, it's nothing free.
No, nothing.
Except Bernie's college plan, which we don't want to go there.
No, don't want to go there. So anyway, so we offer, like we said, the children's classes, the teen classes, the adult parenting classes, the survivor classes. We also do direct assistance programs. We have a back to school program, an adoptive family program, and we also partner with the YMCA to send children to camp. And all of those things, again, cost a fee, and so the foundation provides the money for that. So we do fundraising events to get that money, and of course we accept donations anytime,
Sure.
day or night. We love it. Straight donations are awesome. So,
And some of the events that I've seen some messaging on, they look pretty fun.
They're great fun. We just had one last week at the Brea Improv. That was just, a nice little event. We had a silent auction, and 3 comedians did their little talk, and it was just a great time. Everybody just laughed and had a good time. We raised some good money for it, so that's just a fun event to go to.
There's a lot of stuff that we can help as a community. We're going to talk more about the foundation when we come back, how you can help out. Maybe there is an event or two on the horizon. Maybe we can chat about that. And I can tell you, some of these events are a lot of fun, and you help. More important, the helping than having fun. Well, I guess we always want to have fun, but that's why we close the show out the way we do every day. We'll talk more about this when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We're going to also talk about millions of Americans about to lose specific, easy for me to say, specific Social Security benefits. That's not a good one, but we will talk about it. You can reach us anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. On Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Isn't it time you found out the truth about FHA insured home equity conversion? No, it's not your grandfather's reverse mortgage. This just may be the finest financial planning strategy available for all homeowners of retirement age. Helping protect what you've earned is the job of your board of directors with continued education. Major research has shown that using a HECM will significantly enhance the success rate of a retiree's portfolio and legacy. Please allow us to educate. For your complimentary consultation, call J. Kaplan at 949-300-3855. That's 949-300-3855.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL lendingteam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call the Ron Siegel Team at 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, the team will send you a no-obligation real estate plan. You be the judge if this is right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to reap@ronsiegelradio.com or call today. Ron Siegel, 1-800-306-1990. That is 1-800-306-1990.
Rate subject to change and without notice. Licensed by the California DOC and BRENMLS. NMLS 217037 and 145502, and Cal BRE 018694452 and 1866775.
Get rid of the old car blues with a 1.48% APR auto loan with no payments for 90 days from California Coast Credit Union. Details at calcoastcu.org. Restrictions apply.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Word on Wealth segment today being brought to you by VIP Mortgage. When you're ready for that mortgage, they've got the products for you. Little bit of a subject today for you to chat about. I go to seminars so that I can share information with you. Then obviously I try to bring in the professionals, but here's one that a lot of the professionals won't talk about because the professionals are licensed. And unfortunately, when they're licensed, they are regulated on what they can say and what they can't say. I'm not licensed, so I'm not regulated. So I can tell you what the truth is. So here it is. Millions of Americans are about to lose some Social Security benefits. And a lot of Americans don't realize there's another one that they may lose as well. And I'm going to tell you about both of them quickly. But I'm also going to tell you that the professionals can sit down with you and give you some great guidance on this within the scope of their legal rights. But if you have questions for them, they're allowed to answer them. They just can't bring this up to you. So here's what I'm going to bring up to you. A couple of things. Number one, on the last day of this month, actually it'll be the 29th because Social Security is closed on the 30th, the Bipartisan Budget Act of 2015, signed into law in November, pretty much says you can't have that file and defer benefit that was in place. They're also making some changes into the spousal benefits as far as when you can take the spousal benefits of Social Security. We already know the changes, the full retirement age, those changes that have been made. But file and suspend is a big issue. Restricted applications is another issue that's changing. Again, the concept here is you got to talk to professionals. Your neighbor probably doesn't have this information. Now, how do you use Social Security? And are there tools to protect you, especially when we've looked at in 2007, we saw the stock market cut in half. In 2001, 2002, we saw, I believe, a 10% drop, a 12% drop, and a 23% drop in the stock market. If you're looking at retirement and you get into the required mandatory distribution phase of life, and you're having to sell stocks at the wrong time, that can have a negative effect on your whole entire retirement plan. There are solutions that protect you so you do not lose money from your investments. Now, again, these are where you get into the issues that you can't talk about them on radio if you're licensed. That's why they won't come on with me. I've gotten in trouble with some of their compliance people, that pinhead in Atlanta that we talked about before. So chat about it off air. Give me a call, 800-306-1990. If you've got an IRA, 401k, bad investments, but if you've got them, there are ways to protect those so you have no downside risk. Sam Zell came out yesterday and said we're in for another recession. There is absolutely no logic for the stock market to be at 18,000 when we've got real unemployment at 9.9%. No one's talking about it. The market will take another drop. Are you protected? That's the question. That's the Word on Wealth segment. Again, brought to you by VIP Mortgage. Been chatting this morning about the Orange County Family Justice Center. You get these great services like the Justice Center, and there's a lot of great services out there. All of them have one thing in common. They've probably got a lot of things in common, but one major thing in common, and it has to do with finance. Now, you know me. I tell you this all the time. The government has no clue in the world, in most instances, how to take care of these issues. You do. The people do. The local communities do. bring it at home. The Orange County Family Justice Center, they've got some solutions. Now they need you to help. It's not by raising your taxes. It's by getting them some money. And it doesn't matter. They need, yes, I doubt, Susan, I'm going to put some words in your mouth here just for a second.
Okay.
You're probably not going to be upset if somebody wants to give you a $100,000 check.
This is very true.
But if you can get 100,000 people to give you a $1 check,
yes,
spends the same, right?
Exactly.
And I mean, look at what Bernie Sanders is doing. Whether you like him or don't like him is irrelevant. But he raised $45 million last month, $27 at a time. Right?
That's exactly right. And you just touched on exactly what I was going to say.
Sorry, didn't mean to steal your...
No, you didn't.
Go ahead. Share with us.
I just wanted to talk about our very next fundraising event, which is starts 6 a.m. April 27th, and it goes till noon on April 28th. And it's through the Orange County Community Foundation. And what they have done is set up one day of giving, and any nonprofit group, foundations can go in on that day, and you go online. It's an online giving program. And I'm going to give you the www site right now.
Okay.
It's www.iHeartOC.org. And anytime during that time, you just go on.
Give me the dates again.
Okay,
the times.
it's 6 a.m. April 27th to noon April 28th. And it's just awesome because all you do is you go in there, donate whatever you can. If everybody listening donated $5, it would be amazing what we could do with that money, and I'm sure it would add up to quite a bit. So I would encourage everyone to try to donate. You just go online and you see which foundation you want to donate. Ours is the Orange County Family Justice Center Foundation.
So start at O when you're looking at which one you want to look for.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. And then donate whatever you feel capable of. And if it's $5, that's awesome. We take more.
Right. And that's the whole thing. Is, I mean, so many people you look around and ironically enough, the publicity always comes out with big donors, right? I mean, somebody donated, to Chapman. They opened up a music center, and they talk about the $1 million donation or $10 million donation. And then many of the general public says, well, they've got these big donors. They don't need my $5. And if we all remember, I mean, some are not old enough to remember. I think all of us here are going to remember the Jerry Lewis telethon, right?
Yes.
It's that $1 at a time. That's the numbers that can really. There's 315 million Americans, and there's less than 1 million millionaires, right? So the numbers work out. Bernie Sanders is proving it. Give your $27 to the Orange County Family Justice Center. Bernie's not going anywhere. I'll tell you that right now. Right? I mean.
Right. No, exactly. It's easy. It's wonderful. You can feel good about doing just whatever anybody can do. It makes you feel good that you can do something to help someone else out. And so that's our very next fundraising event.
Could you imagine this? I mean, and I don't put down any organization or any people, as long as they're moral and ethical. But here's an issue. Think about this one. How many of you are going to Starbucks that day? Right? And I'm going to find my note here. 6 a.m. April 27th, and if I had my calendar open, I would know which day that is. But 6 a.m. April 27th, how many people are going to Starbucks? Instead of getting a Venti coffee or a Trente, get a little one and give the rest of the money to charity, to this organization. Think about what that would do.
That would be awesome.
Right? I mean, just one day of giving to somebody else instead of your Starbucks habit. I mean, my Starbucks habit's probably $10 a day.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, how many other people have the same thing?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just think about that issue. Do you have another one of the improv things coming?
No, well, that's just once a year, so next year we will have one. So
okay, so
you can put that down in the future. We are going to have a major gala October 15th.
Okay, so we'll put
That's a save the date.
Save the date, October 15th
October
gala.
15th, yes. It's our 10th anniversary.
Well, that should be exciting.
The center. Yes. So we are just going to do an all-out gala to celebrate and to, again, hopefully raise money. But it should be a really fun event. I don't have details to share at this point in time.
But you know what I do want to know if you'll share? Because this is, I want to talk about the foundation again in a minute. We only have about a minute left. So give me about 20, 30 seconds. Somebody that has a problem, Can they come and just explore at the center? What do they have to? Can they get a tour? Can they see what's available? How do we help somebody?
Yes, absolutely. Tours are always available. You can come to the center. It's open from the hours are 9 to 5?
8 to 5.
8 to 5. Okay.
8 to 5.
And of
come
course,
there and get the help. Explore.
Yes, you can.
If you think that you need help, go and visit them.
Yes, we have you. Obviously, we accept people that have been victimized of any of those crimes that we mentioned before, but also we accept walk-ins. You could just come to the center. We'll connect you with one of our 2 victim advocates, and they can sit with you and talk to you about the issues you're having, and then hopefully provide some services to you that can help you get out of whatever situation. You don't have to be a victim to come to the center.
Great information. Again, the Orange County Family Justice Center, iHeartOC.org is the website. April 27th, 6 a.m. till April 28th at noon. Give them a little money. Give them your Starbucks money for the day, and then go set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to our sponsors. A big thanks to Steve, who's engineering us today. And, of course, a very, very special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions, meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house.
XAPA 1700 AM, Ikaw, Baka,
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.